Clash of Clans podcast, special episode 13. Hey everyone, this is Scotty from ClashofClansPodcast.com coming to you with another special episode. But before I do, I just want to let you know that we are going to be having a very special shout-out episode coming up. There's a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls and texts and things that we have to get to. As you'll see from the next few episodes, we did a pre-push launch, and now we did the push. And so what we're going to be talking about in this episode is the pre-push, and you'll see all the other stuff coming up. Another little announcement, I created a video that redid the Clash of Clans commercial in a different, dark, creepy, vibey way, which I think I had a lot of fun with, and I know a bunch of people enjoyed it. So you might want to check that out. It's on YouTube. It's on our YouTube channel. It's our first video. It's called Clash of Clans Rise Movie Trailer Commercial. I didn't know what people were going to search for, so I thought I might as well put it all up on there. So why don't you check that out? It's kind of cool, and it was fun to do. So one other quick thing before we get started. I did tell Dr. Octagon, or as I call him, Droctagon, that I'd give a shout out to his clan. Actually, it's Cosmos clan called Castle Dynamics, and they are looking for active adult players, preferably at least 60, level 60, who read, respect troop requests, requiring 500 donations per season. To get and keep Elder. Active people and good donators will be rewarded with good troops. So there you go, Droctagon, Dr. Octagon, and Cosmos. And thanks for sending all those pictures and cool things in, too. So, well, here we go with the episode. Well, welcome, Cory, to the Clash of Clans podcast. It's good to be here. I know we've talked about doing an interview for a long time. I think it was back in August, even, that we first started talking about it, and it's finally happened despite snowstorms, cold, blowing weather. It is right now outside, and I know we keep talking about the weather on this podcast, but there's really not anything more to describe. You know, it's 13 below Celsius outside with a wind chill of minus 30. It was a minus 60 wind chill last night, so it's been quite crazy, and thank God for Clash of Clans. So welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about this game.
Yeah, was it August that we started talking about this? I knew it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was. You know, my job's kind of, I have a lot of downtime, so I sit and listen to a lot of stuff, and, you know, that's how I got started playing the game, and then I found the podcast, and I was like, yeah, you know, I'd love to come on here and talk about it. So
yeah, it's
one of those things. I don't have a lot of friends that play the game, so you know, when I can talk to other people who are, you know,
fellow
understand my problems.
Yeah. Well, and it's such a fun game that way, right? Because you just start talking to people, and you can talk about it for a long time, because there's so much to learn and so much to. Well, how long have you been playing?
I think I've been playing probably about a year now. I think last spring is when a little over a year, probably a year and a half, probably. I can't remember exactly when I started. But so, I was one of those guys that rushed to Town Hall 9. Okay. And then I heard the song. And
I have to get that song back up on the new website, because, you know, I think I hear that song in my head all the time, and I've been trying to clean out my computer, and I'll see it sitting there, and we've got a new place on the website coming with some comedy, funny stuff that, you know, we've been working on, and so I'm gonna definitely put that on, and should just be the outro for the podcast.
Yeah, because
shout out to Mikey Crud again. Yeah,
that was, it gets in your head once you hear it once. But as soon as I hit Town Hall 9, I started Town Hall 10. I thought that's what I needed to do in the game. I wanted to get to, you know, Town Hall 10. That's, you know, Town Hall 10 had just been released, and and all that. And I thought, well, all the high-level players are there. I want to go to there. And that was a mistake.
Yeah, why was it a mistake? I mean, what happened when you hit there?
Well, that was before when the loot changed. So you still had a huge loot penalty for being a Town Hall 10, and I wasn't even a max Town Hall 8 base.
Okay.
So I was getting killed left and right, and I would have to, try to find, basically pumps and mines is all I could really raid, and then I was still limited to, how much I could get just because of my loot penalty. Right. So it was a grind for a long time.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I suppose you had lower level troops.
Yeah, I probably just got my level 5 archers, and I didn't have level 6 giants yet, and I hadn't messed with darker troops at all. Maybe a few minions here and there, but then the loot changed, and hog riders became more of a part of the game, and that really changed it for me, because then I just started. Once I got to Town Hall 10,
crazy little bastards, I love them.
Yeah, I'm even up here in Master 2, and I'm still using hog riders right now.
You're in Master 2, huh?
Yeah, I'm sitting at 2,833 trophies. I just hit Master 2 for the second time that I hit it. About 2 days ago. We kind of redid our clan. I'm in the clan Prime Caution.
Prime Caution.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We were a farming clan, and our name was Farm Bureau, but we kind of, once we got to higher level players, it was kind of hard to attract players with farm in your title.
Right.
So we rebranded. About 30 of us came over, and now we're 45 players right now. We're not quite full, but we're getting close.
Okay.
But
so Farm Bureau. So you guys are pretty high levels, or?
Yeah, minimum level 80. I think we got a few guys around 75 that were here before we made the switch.
And what level are you?
I'm level 114.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So you must played a lot. I mean,
yeah.
Because, if you're at a year and a half, you're about where I'm at. And, I'm at, I just hit 119 last night. And a lot of it is from donating, in the last, I think in the last few months, especially, because, I'll be sitting there playing, and I've been going for those really high level, like I just went for my last mortar, and we talked about on the last podcast, which you haven't heard yet. But I think it was Tuesday night. We're doing a trophy push next Wednesday. We're starting the push, and okay. I know I needed to get them.
March 8th.
You're doing March 8th.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're doing March 5th. Or it was it Tuesday night? Well, anyways, it was one of the nights I had to get it done, and it would be done the first day of the push, my last mortar. But I went and got, I probably pushed for 2 million gold or a little more in that one night. And so when you're just sitting there, you're just giving away things.
Yeah.
And it's adding up. I think I'm at like 2,300 troops this week, or this season, I guess. But that really makes a difference in your levels too. So
yeah, we're planning on we're going to we as a clan will push once every other month. So basically, 1 week of push, and then the rest of the time you're free to do what you want to do. But since I was trying to recruit and go into global, the black badge gets a little more respect, and you get a little more attracting of players. So I decided I'm a co-leader in the clan. Okay. So I decided to okay, I'll go up to Masters so that can help recruit some, which it has helped. So
I have not hit Masters yet, but I haven't. I did a trophy push with Rain of Fire. I did try going up. I don't know what it was. I was having such a hard time. But when I was doing that push the other night to get that gold, I climbed 300 trophies in that one night. And I'm finding up there now that there's tons of Town Hall 9s that I could take out, and get loot. And, I thought I was willing to drop trophies or do whatever. So how high do you think you can go?
I think with the hog army, I'm right now. I'll use about. Let me look at my camp. I got my camps full here. I got 20. I'll have 28 hogs, Wow. One level 4 dragon, 36 level 6 archers, about 8 level 8 or max wizards, 1 max bomber, and 2 max giants. And I use that giants and those the bomber to pull out the clan castle or heroes.
Oh, so that's a really good idea.
So I'll draw those out. Once I get their attention, I can use my archers and my clan castle to knock out their clan castle and their heroes, and then I can just send my hogs in. I'll run a couple heal spells and a couple freeze spells. I got my freeze maxed, which was one thing, and because there's no other way I can figure out how to beat the Inferno Tower.
That's, you know what, you are so right on. The other night I was sitting at a dilemma, and you'll hear about it in the podcast about, what I should do with, I was going to go for my king to level 15. And, and I'm sitting on almost 60K dark elixir, but I was having this problem getting him up there. And so I'm doing it, and then I was debating between that and I can't even remember what the other thing was. And so I finally went for my level 3 freeze, and because the pushes come in, I've been practicing. And so I started using that, taking in 1 freeze, 1 lightning, and 3 heals. Okay. And that freeze is really kind of something else.
It makes a big difference. It really does, because that's the only way. Because, when your hogs are underneath the Inferno, especially if you got 2 that are hitting at the same time, it's going to kill 10 hogs pretty quick. And with the level 5's freeze, I'm getting 8 seconds that'll freeze.
Okay, it is 8 seconds. Okay.
Yep. So if I can hit, especially sometimes, here's a tip: don't put your Inferno towers close together.
Exactly.
Spread them apart, because then it takes 2 free spells. Otherwise, I can just use 1, and then I can throw another on an Expo or something like that, and which I can knock that. I can 2-star that pretty easy.
So what are you taking in then? 5 free spells?
2 free spells and 3 heal spells.
I think that's what I'm switching to. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use the heal spells on the outside. Wizards can really, I'm trying to use the heals so the wizards don't hit me as bad. So, up here in Master 2, it's I'm searching for 5 trophies at a time. I mean, you don't find you're not going to 3-star anybody.
Right.
And, it's usually 1-star, sometimes 2-star if the base is pretty weak, but those are hard to find. So,
yeah.
And,
sorry, keep going.
Everybody has, if I find level 1 Inferno Towers and level 2 or below Expos, that's when I'm going to attack. I'll attack level 2 Inferno Towers on occasion. That's what I have up here. But it can get a little hairy if the base is set up pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard sometimes.
I'm going to go for it. And, so for the trophy push, you have to be at the start. You have to be, because we're going to do League of Clans. We're in the League of Clans. We're going to compete. And you have to be at or below 2,300 trophies to start. So when we start the push, I went up to 2,300 and I feel pretty comfortable there. And I think I've been up to 2,500 or so, but that was a while ago. That was before, I had other troops, more maxed out troops. This was months ago. And so somebody asked where I thought I would go. And I said, I'm shooting for 3,000. And I don't know if I can do it, but I said, at least I'm going to really try to, if you have that goal, and you take that time, I'm hoping I could do it. But it's gonna be a grind. I'm glad it's only 5 days, because we'll start on the Wednesday and then I'll have the weekend to really clash it out.
Yeah.
And
It slows down so much once you hit about 2,600. I mean, it really slows down.
That's what Cory was saying the other night. He's just like, you're searching through and you're searching through. So what do you think people are doing at that high level? Are they?
I mean, I have never really understood how trophies are really figured, because I can come up to a base that I think, oh, I can do this one, and it will be 20 some trophies, but then I'll go to another one that's really maxed, and it might be 15 trophies or something like that. And I always thought, okay, if the base is harder, it should be worth more trophies, but it doesn't seem that way, and I haven't really ever figured out why, or what's the cause of that, of the trophies when you're actually pushing. So.
Yeah, they must have a weird formula in there about it, whether it's their level versus their town hall versus because you would think revenge gets figured in there. Somehow.
Because that's also one thing when you're pushing. Watch your revenges, because that can really be some nice trophies. So
do you? So when you're pushing, do you have your town hall in? You have.
Yeah, I have my town hall in the center. My base is really spread out a lot.
Okay.
I have my town hall in the center. I have one level 4 expo. I have I got my other 2 expos are going right now to level 4. I got 6 days on one and 14 or 12 days on the other. I grinded out the gold to max to get that other expo. So those are going to be ready for the push, because I have been getting hit up here every once in a while, just because my expos are down. I have both my Inferno towers to level 2. I could go up again on those, but
see, I think that's where I'm going to run into problems. But I've gotten attacked about I want to say almost 10 times today, and I've only lost a couple. And it's because I got attacked like 3 or 4 times, and my Inferno towers were dry. My expos were running out. But, I got to tell you, I was so happy. I took out 30 hogs with and I talk about this, in my divots. I took 30 hogs out with those things. And I just, laughed to myself when that happens. 'Cause I think, that's great. But, now today it was the first day of the gem boost, the 1 gem boost, of the King and Queen and the Spell Factory.
Which I think is going to hurt. I guess I don't have anything really to upgrade more with Elixir a whole lot. So I don't concentrate on Elixir a lot. But I think it's going to really draw down the Elixir, because everybody's going to be using more spells, because you can, go through them so much faster, which is going to burn Elixir faster.
But yeah. And, that's a really good point that they would do that. I think also it's going to, it'll be the first day of the push that there's still the King and Queen, gem boost.
Yeah.
And I think, it's got to rearrange the game a little bit, because for such a cheap price, you're going to be able to take your King and Queen in pretty much every attack.
Yeah.
And thank God I didn't start my King upgrade then, because Boots Electric said something last night on the clan chat, and I was getting really close and I was pushing for it. And I said, well, I don't think I'm going to do it then, because I didn't know how long it was going to last. So it's going to go to March 6th.
Right.
And so it'll be a day of the push. But, that King is really nice since the Iron Fist.
The Fist. Yeah. I have noticed is a lot more King and Queens are, at 10 and 15 and 20 and, on the round numbers. And I don't know if people have, gemmed them up to a round number. Both mine are 10.
Okay.
I need to go higher with them, but I did my golems, max my golems, all my dark. Well, I haven't done my Valkyries, but I did my minions. I got them to level 6.
Yep, mine just finished too.
And when I go back down, I'll use them more when I'm done pushing. I'll like to throw in 15, 20 of those kind of cleanup crew at the end when I'm just farming. But I burned a lot of dark elixir in my laboratory.
Okay.
So
well, and that's where I was at the point of I want to start my Valkyries. They keep making the Valkyries better. I think I was reading on the Ask Me Anything Reddit that they had that Cory had shared, and I was looking through there, and I think I would bet that they're going to bring down the training time on the Valkyries eventually.
Yeah,
they keep making her. They need to make her even more appealing to use because the cost versus the time. And so
mine are still level 1. I haven't done anything.
I haven't either. So I'm sitting on. Well, I kept getting hammered today with that. Because I've been sitting on all that dark elixir. Everything else is low. But what I started doing. So Cory had said you don't want to go into the push with any of your defenses being max or being worked on. I got my mortar going. My last. Mortar to the max. So that's going right now. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to put it all into walls because I need to get to the black. I need to get all black walls.
I'm not there yet either. That's what I'm grinding out as we speak is, since I got my expos going, I'm doing walls now.
Yeah. And I think that's going to help save the gold later on, and so I'm like, well, you know what? That's fine because I can do it from now till after the push, and I should be able to do a lot of them in between.
Yeah, you'll find there's really good loot, like 300 and 400,000 of each, and 3,000 to 5,000 dark elixir, and crystal 1 to masters 3. I've found great loot there. Now the loot's really gone down, which I found weird. I thought I would find a lot of loot up here in Master 2, but it's really gone down. It's not nearly as high as I thought. It's a lot better in Master 3 and Crystal 1.
I was so surprised at the going from, I was hanging around the 2000s, and I thought, because of the last time I did that push, and I guess this was probably just a little bit after the, the loot update and the big boost, and so grinding out that money for that last mortar, I was just finding it and keep going up, and willing to drop. And I just kept finding this loot. And now, and I think it depends on the day of the week too. I think Tuesday and Wednesdays are the worst. But I think Fridays, Saturdays,
Friday nights can be really good. I got 2 young kids, so my Friday nights aren't as exciting as they used to be. So
right. Well, yeah, and if you're sitting around and you're doing that, well, you've got a lot of the world is hours ahead, so they're asleep. Yeah. People have been out. Their things are not. They're not collecting. And that was the big surprise for me was in between that 2000 and that 2300, I was finding a ton of either abandoned camps or something that somebody hasn't checked into for a couple days. And so I'd go in for the big stuff, but it would be in the pumps and the mines and the drills, and so I'd miss out if I wasn't careful.
Before I came into Prime Caution, I was in another clan, and a couple guys in there, and I thought it was pretty smart. They would, during the middle of the day, they would switch their language to, Turkish or something else, which you can't tell what people are saying in global, and you have to know what your stuff is on your board. But you're playing on their time, all the players on that time zone. Right. So when they're asleep and their pumps and mines are fuller, and I was like, wow, that's actually kind of smart. But I'm not smart enough to think through the language barrier, and right. I got to read it in English.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of work for me to do that. But yeah, I've heard about that. Where people could switch, and you basically switch time zones and who you're getting matched with, and things like that. And I'm surprised. I've seen a couple Town Hall 8s at like 2,300 trophies.
Every once in a while, I can't remember the last time I saw a Town Hall 9, which, has been, if I see a Town Hall 9, I attack it, but it's been a while.
I saw a Town Hall 8, I think about 23 something, and just out of pride, I had to attack it. Because I'm because people are going to bypass it because...
What are you doing up here?
What are you doing up here? Because I think that it hits... There's got to be a threshold where the loot, if you can push past a level, it doesn't... The trophy count and I suppose if you get too high, those 10 trophies or the 5 trophies make a difference. But I think if you get past that certain level, that people just bypass it because there's no loot that you can really take that's, worth it. Trophies are low, but just out of pure... I don't think so. I had to attack it. I had to do it.
I was just looking through my defense log. I like to look through it every once in a while. And the highest attack that I've had against me was 67%. And they used 15 max Valkyries and 4 max P.E.K.K.A.s. And then 10 bombers. So we were talking about the Valks, and I was just happening to look through there, and
I haven't got attacked with them much. I've seen Melbo man from our clan and take a bunch of Valkyries in, and man, they can do some damage. And when you're waiting for the spell factory, and you're even on a boost, which I like to do because you really, it's really. Unless you're farming, when you really want to play, a 10 gem boost is enough for me. That's not too bad.
I like also they made it just 2 hours because there's not too often where I can sit down and play for 4 hours.
Yeah,
but with 2 hours and only 10 gems, I feel like I'm not wasting it. Like
exactly.
If where I was with the 4 hours. Like, well, I'm really not going to be playing for 4 hours.
That 4 hours was exhausting.
Yeah.
So I was looking at my defenses today. I got hit a lot. It's the first time that I've gotten hit. I took out the 30 hogs, 30 maxed out hogs. You got 70% or 7%. And I don't know what happened there, but people are sending in 20, 30 giants. I took out 9 level I guess it was just level 1 P.E.K.K.A.s or P.K.K.A.s or whatever. I say that too. I was feeling pretty good about myself on that one, but I guess they're just level 1. 22 hogs, 7 giants. People are throwing some stuff in, and the people that I see that are doing pretty good are really starting to use those heal spells, or not heal spells, freeze spells, because I think you're right. I think that is only way to deal with those infernos. And as I'm searching through those battles, I look at those bastards and I'm just like, there's just, without a freeze spell, there's not a way to get your defenses in there unless you're using a golem,
And I've played around with the golems. I've played around with 3 golems and like 3 witches and a bunch of bombers and a bunch of wizards. And I use the witches to knock down the heroes. And I take a few archers. And, you put up 3 witches and they'll knock down a hero even up to level 30 pretty easily. I've seen them on YouTube. I've seen them knock down 40s, but I haven't gone up against any 40s yet. I'm chicken. But,
because it wastes if you can't get them into the right spot, or if you can't. First of all, you have to take the time to lure them, because if you can't lure them away from the archer towers or something that's picking them off, by the time you throw in your the things to take out the defenses, you're ending up wasting. Well, first of all, you're wasting a lot of times and a lot of troops, and then you don't have enough troops to clean everything up.
Yeah.
And so it's, maybe that's where I should be taking in like 15, 20 minions just to deal with the heroes, throw in a couple barbs. And I've noticed that if you throw in a couple archers, the king's coming at them, then you throw in just a couple or you got the archers, you throw in a couple barbs, the king has to deal with the barbs while the archers pound them.
Can stand back. Yeah, that's what I do with I got a Town Hall 9 account too, and that's what I do with the Town Hall 9. I just went to Town Hall 9 recently on that. I maxed an 8, and then I went to 9 on it. But I just kind of, when I make an army that takes a long time and I kind of want to play some more, that's why I started making the Town Hall.
Right.
Town Hall, the other account, and boy, I leveled up so much faster because I wasn't making the same mistakes as I did with my main account.
What'd you do different? So like people out there who are level 6, level 7, I think you can still change the game around, at that point, because you can get that far pretty fast.
One thing I knew what order I wanted to make my troops and like how I wanted to make my army. I saved all my dark elixir. I maxed my hogs. I got my giants maxed. I still don't have my archers maxed, but they'll probably be next. But I spent more time at each town hall where I could do more with the walls, and they don't seem as overwhelming. My Town Hall 9 account that's, I don't know, 4 months old or whatever, 5 months old, has better walls than my main account just because I spent the time.
Yeah.
And
I think Boots was smart about, he spent the time on the walls. But I think there's a real good balance between the walls and your defenses, because if I look at a camp and the defenses are, hardcore, I will still avoid it depending on, where the defenses are.
Two max Inferno Tower is going to scare me off a lot more than all level 8 walls or 9 walls.
Yeah. Yeah. Because exactly. Because it doesn't matter. There's a certain point where, if you can fight off the hogs and you can fight off an air army, that's I think a key to it. And then the walls, it is a good thing because then you can stop people from getting in with their other troops. Okay, so they can get in, you can wipe them out with hogs, but if you can't get to the stuff, you still can't, if you can take out the hogs at one point.
Yeah. And one thing also I've noticed, like, I got hit every once in a while in Master 3, rarely, but there's not as many balloons and minions attacks like there is down in Crystal 3 and 2, even in Crystal 1. So I've set my expos back to just ground because you have very little, you'll get some dragons every once in a while, but you're not going to get, you don't get the balloons and the minion armies up here. So, the higher you go in a push, you can maybe pop one of your expo down.
I don't have
like that,
I don't
especially
have
if it's
any
next
of mine
to
down, or I don't have any of mine up.
Okay,
but I'm reworking my camp, and I call it. I say I've been sparring because I'm up here at like about 2,300, and I'm practicing and seeing what I get hit with. My camp is not quite arranged how I want it. I realized that I've always, for the last couple months since the boost, I've had a couple things going, and I realized last night that I don't have enough room to put all of my stuff inside, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of a rearrange that way. And so I'm kind of reworking it. I had all my wizard towers in the center, which was holding things off, but the hogs, if they get in there, in a heal spell, it can, I'm only at, I'm at the purple or blue level 7 wizard towers. It wouldn't stop them.
I pulled up your
my
base just now.
My air defenses are kind of out of whack right now, and so I'm reworking it. and I'm waiting for my other mortar to finish. So I'm limping a little bit, but I'm still kicking a little butt.
I'm jealous of your mortars. That's for sure.
It wasn't until I guess it was about a month ago or less than a month ago that I don't know. We were talking about it, and I said, I should do that. If we're going to do a trophy push, I should do that because I would really avoid those, and they really do make.
They come so fast. Yeah.
Well, and the one thing I never realized about the mortars and the wizard towers, and looking at how you look at the damage per second, right?
Right.
And it says, okay, so level 8, 13. Well, that didn't really resonate with me or make sense to me because I'm going, how does it only 13, but it's kicking really? It's because it only goes off every 4 to 5 seconds.
Right. But, it'll knock out maxed archers real easy on
just level them. And I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I should have done that right away.
I have one level 8 mortar, and then I have one maxed wizard and a level 8 wizard tower.
And I can't wait to do those.
Yeah. I decided to do the Expos and the Inferno towers first, then I'll come back.
Yeah,
my archer towers aren't as high. Well, you got a couple archer level 11s, and all mine are level 10.
And I was gonna go for them, but then we hit Wednesday, and I go, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get enough gold for the wizard or the archer towers to level them up for a couple days, unless I really ground it out, and it'd still be like the first or second day of the push, which is fine because I think it, really when you want to hit a push is right towards, the end, especially, because it's where you end up. And so I just was like, okay, I should just put this into walls. It'll stop those higher level troops getting in. And now that I'm kind of seeing how my defense is, because I've always had my town hall outside, except for during a push. Now I'm like, okay, let's see where they hit me, where they come at. And
I would probably if you can, bring your Inferno towers in a little bit more to protect your town hall, because that way you're going to have less likely of getting 2-starred versus getting, just 1-starred for a push.
I'm wrestling with that, but I'll tell you what, that one Inferno tower in that divot is where I took out 30 hogs today.
Okay, because they sent them in first.
Because they sent they sent it in, and they get to that thing, and everything else pounded up. Now, I've got a little bit of rearranging to do with the wizard tower and some stuff, but I've noticed that people are going for my Inferno towers first, which I think is smart, because if I'm going to go in for a battle, I go in for the strongest thing.
Yep.
Instead of going for the weakest side.
Put your your spring traps near those Inferno towers in. If that's where they're coming in, then you could get rid of 5, 6, 7 hogs. Right there.
That's a good idea. But if they come in from the weaker sides, then they get taken out. Because at the two corners, I've got spring traps at the bottom and at the west side, between my cannon archer tower and other cannon, and same thing. And I can knock out a lot of hogs that way. So if they come in from the weaker side to do it, then those get taken out. But at the top, when they come in, that's a really good idea. And
because I always hate when I'll drop my hogs, and I'll do a hog swarm is the way I do it. I'll take care of the clan castle and the heroes, and then I do the hogs, then I'll throw in the level 4 dragon after it to kind of start cleaning up. Then I spread my wizards out on the outside, and then I drop my heroes to help clean up. But it really throws me off if I lose a bunch of hogs early.
Yeah, and it
does. Or if I start dropping my I'll put my clan castle to take out their clan castle right on a giant bomb or something, and it takes out half of my troops, and you're like, crap.
And well, that's where I get really hung up, is because if I rush it, So I'll try to drop at least one if I remember. And I really screw up some battles sometimes, like I really screw them up. And those bombs though are, and I say everybody need to level up. I just realized that I have a level 3 bomb still. I did not know that until I was trying to rearrange and do some stuff. But
all mine are level 3. I haven't gone to the level 4s yet. I need to do that, but I just haven't done my giant bombs there yet.
They make a difference because they really do weaken. So my bombs. Oh, I suppose you can't see it on your map, can you?
No, I can't see them.
My bombs are right in front of my Inferno towers. So when those hogs come in or whatever they've got, boom to the.
And the Inferno towers actually have a decent amount of hit points. They take a little while to knock them down. So they got my level 2 have 1,900 hit points. So
and I used to have my heroes right on the other side of the Infernos. So I'm like, if you're going to draw my heroes out, and I just moved them to the center, I'm trying that out. It's not working that well because they can draw my queen out pretty easy. But if I put them behind the Infernos to draw them out, they would have to drop a bunch of troops, get their attention, while my Inferno towers took those troops out.
Yeah.
But, and I might go back, but it just was, I don't know. I'm playing around, and that's why it's kind of cool because I got the week to experiment and see what happens with everything. I'm experimenting with range, keeping my gold low because of the so people don't have an incentive to go in for that. Then I hit 500K, another wall. Long as I have about 70 grand to play around with.
I'm sitting at 501K right now, so I'm not doing the wall because I need to be able to search.
Yeah, well, and I think I got a lot of walls to go. I did the remove all. Let's see, I can.
Yeah,
I have 79 level 8s, and I have 171 level 7s. So that means I've got, oh man, that's a lot of gold to spend.
I only have 48 level 8s and 202 of the level 7s. So,
and I must have done like 8 or 10 in the last day and a half. And just grinding it out. And then, of course, once you get done with the push, so that'll be 10 days of doing it and seeing what happens. I guess
you'll really like the loot up at Master 3. I mean, the loot is really good up there. So that's probably when I drop back down. I'm kind of trying to decide where I'm going to go to, and I'll probably go to like Crystal 2 or Crystal 3. But I get impatient hitting next.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like you have to take the time, and if you don't want to take the time, then you want to be in that zone. Because sometimes I'm just like, okay. But if I do take the time, and sometimes I jump the gun when I'm going in for an attack, and that's where that's why I'm excited about the push, because then it'll kind of force you to sit back and you look at the game different. You start looking at your camp different, how what you should upgrade, what you avoid, those type of things.
Our 2 pushes ago, we got into the top 300 of the world, but we had some higher level players that after that, I think we had 2 players hit Champions League, but then they left the clan, dropped off the game. They were just burnt out after they grinded that a long time. But then the last push was when they changed the Inferno Towers to the multiple and nerfed the hogs again. So that really limited us. We were only, I think we got to like top 500 or something like that in the world. It wasn't nearly as high. And that's when I was like, okay, I got to figure out something to deal with these multiple hit Inferno Towers, and that's when I started doing the freeze spells.
And I'm really glad I went for the freeze spell, because at least I'll have, and I might be able to do during the middle of the push, I might be able to get to the level 4. I'm looking at our clan now, and I think we're going to do pretty well. We've got a lot of high-level people. As long as everybody's, going for it. So what happens with the League of Clans is they take the top... The push only counts the top 25 players.
Okay.
So where we get in the world doesn't matter. I think it's going to matter for our clan. I think that's going to be a really cool thing. When everybody's like pushing and, it was fun with Rain of Fire because you were climbing. But I think the top 25, I think most of us will be 90 or above.
Okay, yeah, you'll have a good shot then.
Yeah, and I think it would just be great to get super high just to see, what happens, see how far we can go, and I like your idea of doing it once every 2 months, and I know League of Clans is doing that, and I'm excited to be a part of it because there's some different rules, like if you attack a rival clan, you get bonus trophies and stuff like that.
I attacked a guy today from Adult Diapers. That was the name of their clan.
Adult Diapers.
Yeah.
Do you? I just.
Everyone's low.
I always stop and look at the names of people that go through, and I take screenshots all the time. When I see somebody, and I always forget when we're recording because usually I don't have the internet at Boneyard's house. Now he's got it, which is quite frankly amazing. Big shout out to Boneyard. He went under the knife today for a nose job. Not really. He had I can't remember the name of it because he had broken his nose a few times and stuff like that. So, but big shout out to him. He's recovering. So he will be back next week. We'll be doing a
he'll probably be laid up in the hospital, clashing and telling.
Yeah, no, he was on. He was on tonight. I was surprised. He was out today. Lady Boneyard was on the chat, and so I sent him a message, and some people have been saying on. Lord Numbnuts was one of them. I'm just kind of looking through my pictures here. Lord Numbnuts, I guess shout out to you. K. Kardashian with Kardashian.
Kerr.
Yeah. Chinhan 84. I don't know why I took that picture. I'm just kind of, I take pictures of either bases or funny names. I'm just looking through them. That
you'll come across,
Ripper was the weirdest one.
Yeah, that was kind of odd.
Yeah, it was very odd.
Have you seen I've ran across the base a couple times. It's in the shape of Batman, or the bat symbol.
That is a freaking hard base to beat. Have you?
Yeah, I've attacked it a couple times, thinking, "Oh, this will be easy," but no, it's really not. It's actually a pretty decent base design.
It is a really hard base design. I don't know. I've went up against it with Hogs. I've went up against it with air defense. Or Air Army, and it's
the air.
Yeah, it's a nightmare to go up against. I think I said this one. Old Boney 97. I thought that was funny.
Funny.
Fat Poo, PH Fat Poo. The Lawn Ranger, but it's without the Lawn Ranger. Clone Chewy. I think I've said these on the air before. But yeah, I see these names. I'm just like, well, and I've said before too. I'm just really glad I didn't name myself Batman like I do in usually every other game I play because Clash Clans podcast with Boneyard and Batman.
I'm Cory Ritter, CORYRITTER in Prime Caution, and my other account is Cornhead.
Cornhead.
Yeah. Because I do a lot of farming, so I thought that'd be kind of appropriate to farm with an account named Cornhead. So
what do you look for what does your clan look for? Who do you want to join your clan?
Yeah, that's a good question. Our what we say is requirement is minimum level 80. We'll take people in the 70s. One thing we really look at is your friend in need, because that tells us if they're a hopper or if they're a pretty active player. If they donate a lot, you'll get someone who wants to be in that says I'm a great donator, and you look at their friend in need and it's only like 5,000 people. 5,000 donations. We kind of like it, 15,000 donations or so.
Okay.
So you can be a lower level if you have a good friend in need.
So if people request, you go look at their profile.
Yep. That's one thing.
Yeah.
We really pay attention to that. Everybody also has to have level 5 archers. That's just one thing we try to.
I keep my finger off the button most of the time. Unless it's somebody that says they know somebody in the clan, because
okay.
But that's a really good idea about I didn't even think about, because I never had
I'll
to.
I'll look at their profile page more than I will their actual base. Because if they're an active player and they have level 5 archers, and I don't want their level 3 giant. When I ask for troops, I want archers, wizards, or a dragon, and maybe minions. I don't want a giant, or just when I'm down lower, I'll let anybody throw me whatever they want, just to get the donations in the clan up. But when I'm actually pushing, I want kind of specific things to help me. So
I like that they added this friend the numbers. I don't think they used to have this, but I'm pretty happy about my friend in need. I've got 55,000.
I'm 55,456.
I'm 55,387. That's awesome.
That's fun.
Yeah. Well, and my new thing is every time I donate a dragon, I name it.
Oh, okay.
And this is one thing. That's why I was flipping through all these pictures here, and I'm going, I take a lot of pictures with this, but I name the dragon and I tell the story about it. So that's why they're all here, because I was giving away a bunch of dragons. I said, here was one of them. Her name is Deb, and she'll give any nerd the most unpleasant reach around you can imagine. And just like, I give, because I was giving away dragons a bunch.
I also like how you can look at people's, and it lets us know who's active, and maybe they have low donations, but we'll see that they've had a lot of attacks, and it's like, okay, if you're on that much, you should step up your donations, because I know you've seen donations while you've been on. So that kind of helps us kick out inactive players. So
okay,
we ask people to donate 500 troops every season, and we also want people to request a minimum of 400. No, the other way. I got that backwards. Request 500, donate 400. Because we want people to request, because it keeps the clan more active. So
yeah, and that's, I was talking to Weston about that, and
yeah,
I think that's a really good. It's something I never thought about, right? And till I went to other clans. And it's not bad or anything like that, but just our flow in our clan is that we just request. Usually, people give minions, barbs, archers, and I love getting barbs. I mean, because they'll take more hit points than the archers. They're just bodies to rams of the slaughter, really.
Most of ours are wizards and archers.
Okay,
and
people
there's a couple of
people
us
give wizards,
that
and I
have
think
the
it's
max
awesome.
wizards.
But
yeah, those level 6 wizards can do so much damage, and they're
yeah.
so cool when they're shooting out the fire.
Yeah, Melb, he is a light show magician. He gets those archers, those spells on top of spells, and you can't even see what's going on. Here's one of my dragon ones. I said her name is Sarah, and she's known to get in bar fights when allowed in town.
Are they always female?
You know what? Yeah, I guess they have been. And I said, Papa, her name is Jennifer. She escaped from a prison camp in Siberia, only to find the road to hell paved with nerds. I said, Lady B. This is one I gave to her. Almost forgot. Her name is Jamie, a mean bitch who killed her whole family because they looked at her wrong. And then here's the other one. That was Liz. She used to be a conjoined twin till her attitude forced her sister to split. I came up with that one on the fly.
That's pretty creative.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, if I'm going to give away these dragons, because I got the level 4s now, and they really kick some ass. And I'll tell you what, they hold off an Inferno Tower.
Yeah, they do. And heroes do well against an Inferno Tower. Set on multiple, not on the single. Yeah, but most of them that I see are the multiple. I don't see a whole lot of singles anymore.
I really wish you could play on like a big screen. Have you seen the new Ender's Game movie?
Well, I have not.
Oh, if you could play like that and just have your battle groups come in. and I think that I don't think I said on the podcast, but I was saying it on the clan chat. Wouldn't it be great if you could have co-players come in and be part of your attack? So you go, Boneyard, I need you to take out those archer towers down in the bottom. Here's the troops, and then, and you could just rearrange. Yes, sir. Because you're focusing on one thing. And there's been times where I thought the heroes were about dead, and they're not dead. And all of a sudden they come back to haunt me because I'm focusing on this and this and this.
I do that a lot. Like especially if I'm playing on my phone where I got it zoomed in on my iPad. Like I'll have my the archers and the other clan castle going against them, and then I go to the other corner. I'll drop my hogs, and all of a sudden here comes the archer queen at like half health.
Yeah,
like, crap!
Son of a bitch!
Stands back there, and she'll be like in the middle of the base, and I can't get anything close to her to attack her, just pecking off hogs left and right, she's on a little hog hunt. She's
pretty strong. One thing I'm very happy about is I used to hate the king. I thought he was slow. I thought he was stupid. And so
Iron
I said,
Fist has really changed that.
It has. And so I was leveling him up because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to level him up, get him all the way up, and then I'll do my queen because then he'll be worth something. But that's the one thing you got to love about the game is that it's constantly changing.
Yeah. And like on my on the Cornhead account, I use my barbs more because what I do is I'll take like 30 barbs in with that. Then I drop my hero. I'll drop the king. Then I hit the Iron Fist, so all those barbs have a rage. It's like a free rage spell.
Yeah.
I don't do that as much up here, but I really come to like doing that.
Yeah, and that's the one thing too. I guess with the king, I guess I'm learning, and as you said that, when you drop the barbs, it's like you have to, if you want them to get into the middle or you want them to do whatever, you're going to have to take out the camps and the things on the side. Otherwise, they're going to go for the outside. And so if you can make sure that king is going inwards, then you're okay. But
that's what I do with the golem attack is I'll take the 3 golems and like I'll send them in on the outside. I'll like 2 on one on each side of the outside. I'll start in a corner. I'll send the 3rd one up the middle. Then I'll spread my wizards out around it. So the golems getting attacked, the wizards take down things, and then I send the bombers in, and it kind of opens up a hole towards the clan castle. Then I can, once I get that hole or to the town hall, and then when that's all opened up, I can send my heroes, and everything else is cleared away. And the heroes can go straight up through, and the first thing they're after is the town hall.
So you're spreading out your golems, huh?
Yeah, I won't swarm them. I try to do them like on each side, like
That's a really good idea.
Like if I'm trying to attack from like the southwest corner, I'll just put one on the west end, on the south end, and so they're getting all the damage, and then the wizards take out the other things, and then I use my heroes last and try to shoot them towards the town hall. Doesn't always work.
Yeah, because it's all about attention, right? Because as soon as they see that one thing, they don't stop until it's dead.
Right. And every once in a while you get one, wandering off. But I'll drop a rage spell on each golem, and they'll start to mow down things, and and then if a wizard gets in that rage spell, they do a lot of damage.
See, that makes me want to use the golems more, and level them up. I should say at first, because I'm only at level 2 with my golems. But if you could, because the only attacks I've really seen that have been, I've seen Boots take some in and do some really cool stuff. But, putting two together. But you're right. If you would put one on each side just to even punch at that wall like an idiot for the 2 minutes.
As long as they're taking the damage and you have something else that does a lot of high damage, even if it was a Valkyrie, which would be a lot of dark elixir. But, even like, an archer doesn't do as well. I think the wizards do the best because they can take down things pretty quick.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, and the thing with the wizards, especially level 6, I guess any level, really. I mean, I love level 5s, and, if I get a wizard, I'm happy, no matter what level. But you don't need wall breakers so much.
Yeah, I use the wall breakers just because I'm trying to bust through to get so I can open it up for my king and my queen. That's what I'm using the wall breakers for.
Well, and I take in 9 usually, 9 or 10. But I send them all in a row. I send them all in a row because it seems like then they're not quite so stupid. But lately they have been complete morons, and I've seen them do this dumbest things where they go in, bomb, and then turn around, go back, and just start blowing up walls.
Yeah, like there'll be like a corner that's left, and then they'll go to that corner and just blow up the corner, and there's nothing, no walls attached to it.
The worst thing is if you forget to reload your troops, like I did today, twice, because I was at work, and I attacked during a meeting, and then
I've been there.
I forgot to reload, and I came out with 28 bombers. And so that one attack, the guy's probably looking at the replay going, what is this idiot doing? I'm going, I'm just trying to get rid of these things, because I
drop a lot. Like if I'm trying to get rid of troops like that, and because of right now I'm concentrating on trophies, I drop them in the golem map, or the goblin map. I'll just drop, or like if I want to get my
idea.
Yeah, if I want to get donations up in the clan active, I'll drop my clan castle in the goblin map and, have them reload then for people to get their donations up. So
is everybody in your clan, are they pretty constant? Do they stay there a long time? You guys known each other for a while?
None of us know each other really in real life. I just kind of met these other two guys. Shout out to Lokester and Rickster. They're the ones that kind of started the old clan. Then I came on, and they made me co-leader a couple weeks ago, and that's when we decided to get away from the name of farming in our title to attract the higher level player again. But we're mostly all U.S. based, U.S. or Canada, so we're playing in the same time zone,
which I think works really well.
Yeah.
For donations and stuff too.
We're more active of an evening compared to during the day. I'm usually on during the day just because I don't have as that's 6 to 8 o'clock before my kids go to bed. I don't get to play a lot, but then afterwards I'll play some more. So
yeah, and we're kind of active, throughout the day. I think that's a great thing about the game. You can play if you're at work, or if you're at school or whatever, wherever you're at. You can check in, check out, it's not a commitment that you have to, be constantly.
Most of the time during the day, somebody will pop in, they'll attack, then they hit their request and they log off. That's what everybody's doing. They're, you're not staying in clan chat,
right?
And chatting it up. So
might share a replay, and it's not like you're indebted to be in there and chatting back. People are just
we ran a fantasy football league with people in the clan. That was kind of fun.
That's
just
cool.
doing some stuff outside of the clan. Right now, I've challenged my clan, and to help kind of get the clan going, kick it off, for the 2 highest dark elixir raids. It ends at the end of this season, but the people with the 2 highest dark elixir raid, I'm going to give them a $10 gift card
awesome.
So they can buy some gems. So every once in a while, one of the co-leaders will throw something out like that. We don't do it often, but we'll just kind of. It gets everybody, kind of excited again. I think the same guy who's a fellow co-leader. He has both of the highest right now. He has one that's like 41 something.
Jesus.
And another one that's like 38,000. I had 36,000, and then he beat me. And he beat me twice within like 2 hours of each other. He found 2 raids like that.
Well, so we're kind of running short on time, but I do want to ask you two things. Where do you keep your Dark Elixir at when you're up there raiding? I mean, are you...
It's right in the center. In the center of my base is my clan castle, my town hall, 3 expos, 2 Inferno Towers, my heroes, and my Dark Elixir.
Okay, but I mean, like, what's the number you keep it at? Like,
25? Oh, how much Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now I'm sitting at 29,000.
Okay.
Like, sometimes I'll drain it down, especially when I'm doing the golem attack. And as I go higher, I'm probably going to drain it down more. But then I'll look for those, 3,000, 4,000. I'll concentrate on those, and maybe I'll if I'll sacrifice a few trophies to hit that load of Dark Elixir.
Okay, because mine's sitting at 50, and that's what they're attacking me for today. I was at 57 at the beginning of the day.
Yeah,
and then
I got to drop down to farm so I can get I'd like to get both my heroes back up to 15. So after our push is over, that's what I'll be concentrating on.
Yeah, I wish I had my king at 15, but I thought I don't know how long the gem boost is going to last, and so I thought, well, I want to take advantage of it. The 1 gem boost. I did get addicted to the spell factory boost the last time they did the 1 gem boost. Too. Damn them. But I'm not going to do that with the king and queen. I know that. I wish it would go through our trophy push, but then everybody would benefit from that. So that's all right. The second thing is, how do you like the co-leader stuff? Because we don't have co-leader in our clan. We're fine with that. I mean, it's like we have a clan that has just been there for a long time, and the only reason,
and you guys a lot of you guys know each other outside of the game, which is very unique.
I don't know anybody really. I mean, I know a few people that Boneyard knows and stuff. He knows more people than I do. Like I'm not. He's friends with some of the people. I'm not close to them at all. But they're really cool people.
I like it. What we do is there's 3 of us now that are co-leaders. So anybody can send out a clan mail anytime they want, but every week, every Sunday night, we'll take turns. So and the next somebody will my last week I was the leader, and the other 2 guys were co-leaders. And then come Sunday, we'll switch it back, and somebody else will become leaders, and that person who was leader becomes co-leader. So you're a leader once every 3 weeks.
Oh, and wow.
So you're not policing everybody. The other 2 people help out, but the leader gets to make if he wants to do something, or he has final say in everything. Okay. So it just kind of your other 2 leaders are there to just kind of monitor and the elders do a decent job. We want you to have 1,500 donations to get elder, but a lot of people can get elder, but the leaders do more than the elders. But
so
that's what we just kind of spread it out.
That's really cool. So now, if people are out there and they want to join your clan, just tell people, who you want. I mean, not even who you want, but if you want to join our clan, here's what we're looking for. Here's what to expect.
And we set the requirement up mostly just so we want people level 80. If you're level 75, you got a good friend in need. We'll accept you. We say we're adult based, but we have some younger players in our clan, but you can't tell they're younger players. If someone this kid's we can tell this is a 12-year-old. Boom, we boot him. We don't care if you're young as long as you're mature. We say we're a mature clan.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because there's some kids that are 14 that are a lot maturer than people are 22. So
right.
That's basically how we handle that. But yeah, we just want you to show that you're active, and we'll take a chance on somebody every once in a while. But your leash is a lot shorter than other people's.
Right.
So
and you've been around a while. So if you want to be part of a good clan that you kind of know how Cory's clan works. What's your clan's name again? It's
Prime Caution. We're a yellow and black, checkerboard shield.
Prime Caution. That's a pretty cool name. I really think that's cool.
Yeah. Somebody came up with the name, like the term caution, and I was helping my wife. She was trying to think of a name for business, and she liked the word prime, so I just kind of had that in my head, so we put them together and made Prime Caution. So
that's pretty cool.
If somebody asks me what it means, I don't know.
Yeah. That's for you to figure out. That's what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll find out. You'll find out. Yeah. Argo, yeah. That's awesome. Well, that's one of the best lines ever. Argo, fuck yourself. Well, cool, man.
Have you gone down the Heyday Road yet?
I haven't. I did briefly.
Past 3 days I've gone down it. So.
They call it, I guess, onboarding when you get in, and I did that with Boom Beach too, and I've kind of.
How did you get Boom Beach?
You have to create a Canadian iTunes account.
Oh, okay.
It's really easy to do. You have to create a different Gmail account, and then what I saw online is if you just give the address of the Canadian Zoo and don't put like Toronto Zoo, and then you don't put a credit card in. You say no. You can download it. It'll be coming to the U.S. I got bored with it because I think that the real thing with the real staying power with Clash of Clans is the clan, the donations.
Yeah.
But I can see the appeal that way. But and I just kind of have checked in, and I'm like, well, this is super so they're improving it and whatever. It is a kind of mess because you have to sign in with if they update it, you have to sign it into your iTunes account from the other thing. And yeah. So it's kind of messy. So I would just wait for it because you know what, let them
switching in accounts on the same device.
Yeah.
When I switched between my two.
And it's like, I would let them figure it out. And if it goes, I thought I'll try it out because somebody sent in something about, or I Googled it because I knew it was in the Australian store. Cluggo told me about it. And so I tried it, and I'm not really sold. These aren't really the type of games I really get into that much, and I'm really surprised about Clash of Clans. I can't, why after all this time and a podcast and whatever. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to meet people and do all this stuff, and I think that's the real thing with it. So
yeah, it's just something I play with, but I'm addicted to the Clash of Clans right now.
Yeah, well, and you're liking Heyday? I know Lady Boneyard's into it heavy.
It's okay. It's just something when I'm bored I pop it on. It's not something like when I'm on Clash of Clans, like, oh, I got a builder. Well, I got 3 sleepy builders, but it's not something like, okay, I got something coming free, I need to go attack, or my spells are done, I need to go attack. I don't. It's if I'm bored sitting somewhere, I pop it out.
Well, and then that's I think that's the genius of Supercell in some ways is that if they make a game you can check into between your other stuff, and that's what I was originally doing with Boom Beach. Was I'd do my stuff, and then I'd go over to Boom Beach, and it's a single player thing, and then and go back, but then there's the clan chat, and there's the donations, and then I was waiting too long to train my troops over there, and that type of stuff, and that's where it kind of so. Well, hey, I want to thank you for being here and taking the time, and I hope you come back and we can talk about it, especially after your trophy push.
Yeah, we'll talk. Ours will be ending about the same time, maybe. And if I hit Masters, that's my ultimate goal, but I don't know if I can do it. So
champion, you mean?
Yeah, champion. Champion League.
Okay.
So.
Any shout outs you want to give? Like, I know you gave a couple, but if you want to.
Yeah. I'm just.
Go through
Loker. I never say his name right. Lokester. That's the problem. I'll see all these guys. I recognize their names, but I never really say them out loud.
Yeah. I totally know what you mean. Know what you mean. Where
Lokester and Rickster are my co-leaders, and then a couple guys have been around a while. Vicious Sid, he's a guy that's been in our clan a while. Skilled Ed, and there's a couple of new guys, but I'll shout out those guys. Those guys that throw me good stuff in my clan castle. So that's Hark he has good troops too. So I always like guys that can throw me some maxed archers or something like that, or maxed wizards. So that's my favorite right now.
Awesome. Thanks again. It's so good to catch up with you. And I know you've been on Twitter and, been a part of the podcast really for a very long time now. So really appreciate it.
If you got in-game questions, you can follow me on Twitter at Cory Ritter, again, CoryRitter. If you don't mind, I tweet about a lot of other stuff, but I'm pretty active on Twitter and I like it a lot. So
cool. Yeah. And, and you can, you'll see Cory on, at WBSMT Radio. And of course we're at ClashClansPodcast.com. You can email us at,
I believe I was the one who sent you guys the Minnesota weather forecast.
You were the one that started that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the new one. The new one.
I haven't seen it yet.
Did you see the one about the blizzard coming?
Yeah, the one that you guys tweeted.
There was.
He does one all the time on his YouTube channel. But
there was one right before that last snowstorm.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy and Boneyard just loves. Boneyard's on the Twitter a lot, doing that stuff, and I'm kind of doing the email and I go into Twitter and stuff, but I'm always so busy editing and doing all the other stuff. So, but I love it. I think it's awesome. So, but thanks for being here, and keep it clashy, and I hope you come back and talk to us some more. Next time Boneyard will be here.
All right, clash on. Get well, Boneyard.
Yeah, keep it clashy.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.